is that whenever you post anything on social media, or you put something on your website, or you have some digital advertising, or you have a TV commercial, everybody eventually is going to ask you how much this cost. It never fails. Think about how many people call your office asking how much things cost. So I'm going to show you how to use that aspect of what consumers want, wanting to know how much it costs, how you can use that to your advantage, how you can leverage that into generating leads. So again, even if you're not doing social media, there's a way that you can leverage generating leads with consumers asking about cost. And anybody can do this. Not everybody can or wants to blog 2 or 3 times a week, but what I'm about to teach you, everybody can do, and you should be doing it. Because if you're putting out all this content on social media, that's not unreasonable for you to want something in return, and lead generation is something that you should be wanting. So let's talk about on social media when somebody's asking you about the cost of something. This is how not to answer these questions. So here's an example. Doctor posts a photo of a mommy makeover, and no sooner does he post that photo than Gail Pretty Lips is asking how much that costs. Now, I mean, that's so she asks and you think, oh, it's polite, let's answer her and give her the price. This is the problem though. Once you tell her the price, you've kind of given it all away. You've given the milk away for free. Gail Pretty Lips doesn't really need to call your office anymore. She doesn't need to ask any questions, because in her mind, that's all she really wanted to know. Now you could argue, well, I know she's Gail Pretty Lips, I can follow her to her Instagram page. But you don't want to do this. For one, it's stalking. And 2, she really didn't give you permission to follow her on her page, or to go asking questions like, follow up and say, a week later, hey, are you interested in coming in for a consultation? Because Gail Pretty Lips, when she asks a question on your Instagram page, she wants you to answer that question on your Instagram page. She doesn't want you coming to her page and asking her. Again, I can't stress this enough. This person did not give you permission, so you should not be following her. And if you just give her the price right up front, you've, again, given the milk away for free. You've lost any possibility of following up with her. Now, let me show you the right way to answer this question. And this is something that Dr. Rich Castellano, the Real Smile Doctor, I showed you this video before. He knows the right way to answer this question. So let's go back to his Facebook Live video. Even if it's a little staggered, I think I'll still get the point across to you. So he starts recording this video live, and right in the middle, you'll see somebody ask, what does this cost? He gives them a link to go to his website. No sooner does he answer that, somebody else says, how much does this procedure cost? I'm in your hometown. He gives them a link again to go to his website. Does not just give the milk away for free. Again, somebody asks how much it cost in the same Facebook Live video. When they click on that link, it brings them to the price estimator on his website, where they choose procedures they're interested in. But before you're actually shown the price, the consumer has to create a free account, put in their contact information, opt in, which is critical. They opt in to being followed up by the doctor. They submit their wish list, and they get that pricing information, and the doctor gets their contact information. Let me show you this a little bit more thoroughly. This is my website. Consumer comes to my website. They see a pricing tab or a get a quote now button. They click on that, and they too are brought to the price estimator on my website. But these are procedures specific to my practice. They can look at injectables, procedures. They can switch between male and female. This is the page I would send them to if somebody was asking about pricing on social media. They get to this page. They can drill down into different procedures. They can read about it. They can watch this video that I recorded on Snapchat and then uploaded to YouTube. So this is how you can continue to use your social media content. They don't have to be redirected to YouTube. They can look at before and after photos, and eventually they want to know how much it costs. So they add it to their wish list. They don't see the price up front. When they submit the wish list, they have to create a free account, and this is where we capture all their contact information. And most critically, they opt in for us to follow up with them. They hit submit. They see all the pricing information automatically downloaded onto the screen for them. They can schedule a consultation through the price estimator that's in their website, and they can even get financing with Care Credit. This price estimator can be embedded into your website by your web developer with one line of code. Let me repeat that. You don't have to revamp your whole website for this. You just add a pricing tab, you add a get a quote now button to the home page. You have your web developer put this one line of code in, and then people can check your pricing right here on the website. And then in addition to that, the great thing about this is the office staff didn't have to run around looking for, tabulating the pricing. They got it automatically. And now that social media follower has a name, email address, and phone number. Additionally, in addition to seeing the pricing on the screen, an email is automatically generated where the office staff and the consumer both get this same email. This is a real email I'm showing you an example of. And that email shows the patient's name, the patient's email address, the patient's phone number. It customizes it with your office logo, and it shows the procedures they're interested in and the estimated cost. So that's a great way to engage with them. You've got their contact information, but don't just stop there. You want to re-engage with them. So let's take a look at that email again. In that same email I just showed you, there's a link to bring them back to your website so they can see a promotional video. There's also a link where they can look at a video specific to the procedure they're curious about. In this example, they're looking at lip augmentation with fillers. So they can click on that link and be brought back to the video on your website that you created with your social media. But even cooler is if it's a non-surgical service, there's a link to bring them back to your website to actually purchase this online. So not only are we turning your website into a lead generation platform with this one widget, but we're also making an e-commerce platform. So let's click on one of these links, brings them back to that specific procedure. Here's a deep link they can share with a friend. And then they can look at this video that, again, I created on my social media that I'm repurposing here. They can look at before and after photos. They can see that I use a blunt cannula and a dental block for my lip augmentation. And eventually they may want to purchase this. So they'll click on it. They'll log in just the same way they did before. And then they'll go to checkout and purchase this. And then they can purchase this within your website, within this widget, within the price estimator, without having to be redirected to PayPal. So pretty cool. So really quickly, let's review. How did we get, how many different leads did we get? We generated a lead when the patient submitted a wish list to check pricing. We generated a lead when the patient decides they want to schedule a consultation after checking pricing. We generate a lead and dollars when a patient makes an online purchase. And what's even cooler is that if somebody adds an item to purchase to their cart, but then they don't buy it, well, just like Amazon, they'll get an abandoned cart email saying, hey, you forgot something in your cart, click on this link to come back and buy it. Well, even if they don't buy it, that's okay, because this same email goes to your office staff who now can see the patient's name, the patient's email address, and the patient's phone number, another lead for follow-up. So however you're getting people to your website, whether it's social media, digital advertising, or just Google searches, the point being is that they're coming to your site. They all want to know price, and you're giving it to them, but you're getting something in return. You may say that, well, by the time they come in for a consult, they're ready to book no matter what. It doesn't matter whether they're price aware or not. Well, we did a study, a published peer-reviewed study, that we found that patients who are price aware booked 62% of the time. Patients that came in for a consultation that were not price aware, they only booked 44% of the time. So if you do the math, price aware patients are 41% more likely to book a procedure than non-price aware patients. So you're wasting your time a lot less. You're converting more patients going from the exam room to the operating room, less futile consultations, less patients are experiencing sticker shock. I mean, there's no better way to spend your day than patients who are interested and ready to go and know their financial obligation. So to really drive home this point about social media and people asking questions, this is a real patient I want to talk to you about. This is my post on Instagram, and I posted this breast augmentation procedure, a video, and some before and after photos. And right here, as soon as I posted, this person whose name I'm obscuring, they explicitly asked, how much would that run? If I gave them the price right there off the bat, giving the milk away for free, I never hear from them again. But instead, we said, now you could argue again, I could just go to her Instagram page and follow her there and ask her a question there. Again, I think I've made it clear why you shouldn't do that. So what we did, by the way, this is that same patient. This patient and this patient are the same person. This isn't just some amalgam of examples. This is one person that I'm following here. We told him to go to our website to check pricing after she asked. And sure enough, this is that same person. We got her name. She submitted a wish list for a Brazilian butt lift. She gave us her email address. We got her phone number, and we were able to contact her, follow up with her, start the conversation. And then 4 months later, this is that patient getting a Brazilian butt lift. So the point being is that, she wasn't ready to come in and get an operation that day. It took 4 months, but we at least got her contact information at the top of the sales funnel when she was just starting to do her research. We were able to continue to talk to her, nurture her through that sales funnel. And when she was ready to pull the trigger, she came to the people who had been educating her that whole time. And so we captured her contact information early, and then we converted her after 4 months. Now, the moral of the story is don't give away the milk for free. Capture all of your social media followers' contact info with the price estimator and keep them engaged. And when I talk about engagement, look at this stat that we found that when consumers were submitting 3 or more wish lists, they did so on average 41 days apart. So these people are thinking about this for a long time. That's nothing new. But the thing that's cool about it is they're staying engaged with us. They keep coming back and submitting more wish lists. I don't know if they're checking to see if the prices have changed. I don't know if they're, just enjoy playing with the price estimator, which I've definitely heard that from patients. But they were submitting wish lists on average 41 days apart. Some submitted them as quickly as 10 seconds apart, and some of them submitted them as long as 3.6 years apart. Now, obviously, we hope there's not that much lead time with all of our patients, but it's not a quick decision, and this is a great way of using the price estimator to keep them engaged. If you're thinking, oh, well, patients don't feel like filling out a form, they don't want to provide their contact information, it's a hassle, not true. Here's a 5-star Yelp review. Person explicitly mentioned how much they like the price estimator. Another 5-star review where they explicitly mentioned how much they like the price estimator on our website. So moving on, I've really only focused on the price estimator widget that we put into your own existing website as a way to generate leads through BuildMyBod. But actually, there's 3 channels that you can use. So again, there's the price estimator on your website. You have a Get a Quote Now button at the top so people can find the price estimator from your homepage. They submit a wish list that way. There's also the iPhone app that this is really best used at the front office by the front office staff. So when a customer calls, you don't want to say, and they ask about pricing, you don't want to say, oh, go check pricing on our website. That's terrible customer service. So what we do, instead of sending them to the website, we pull out our iPhone app, the BuildMyBod iPhone app, and these examples are spinal procedures because we actually, we do have surgery centers, non-cosmetic practitioners that utilize our platform. So you can ask the patient what they're interested in, get their name, email address, and phone number. They submit the wish list, and there you go. They get an email with the price, and you get their contact information. And then the third way is BuildMyBod.com. So obviously, the price estimator on your website only shows your pricing. On BuildMyBod.com, this shows all the doctors in the BuildMyBod network. Now, let me stick with me here why this is important. So let's take a look at Dr. Miami. We'll hear from him later. He's got over 731,000 followers on this Instagram page. He's also got like 500,000 on another Instagram page. He's got over 1 million followers on Snapchat. So in total, he's got like 2 million followers across all of his social media channels. And once per week, Dr. Miami posts this on all of those social media channels, the buildmybod.com/Dr. Miami link. And he asks his followers, what's on your wish list for your body? So they follow that link and they go to his profile page on buildmybod.com. They see his picture. They see a description of him. They see where he's located, and they see all the procedures that he offers. Just like you've seen before, they add it to their wish list. They submit the wish list. He gets a lead out of it. They get pricing information. And he gets thousands. He does this once per week that he puts it on all of his social media. You'll see it if you go look at it now. But he gets thousands of leads per week. Now you're thinking, well, I don't have 2 million followers. That's great for Dr. Miami that he's getting thousands of leads per week. But what about me? Well, this absolutely benefits you too, because when he's pushing 2 million of his followers to buildmybod.com/Dr. Miami, yes, a lot of them submit wish lists for him, but what they're going to quickly realize is that, okay, I'm not in Miami. Oh, wow, there's other doctors on this BuildMyBod network that are near me. And so they can see all those other doctors in the BuildMyBod network, and then they can submit a wish list for those doctors. And that's how this benefits you, because you get all of those consumers that are having all this traffic going to the website. They see that you're near them. They submit a wish list for you. So it absolutely benefits you, this third channel. So now you're getting wish lists from the people calling you, checking pricing. You get their contact info. You're getting wish lists and leads through your own website, and you're getting wish lists and leads through buildmybod.com. And this really gives you an opportunity to own your sales funnel. I'm not promising you all these leads are going to come in and book, within a day or within 3.6 years. I don't know, but I do know that these are not fake people. These aren't robots that are just submitting wish lists. These are all real people submitting wish lists to check pricing for the services you have. So those are genuine leads. And what's great about it is that, right now on your website, maybe you have a book online tab or something, that really shows the person's ready to commit and come in. That's great. You've got somebody at the bottom of the sales funnel, and so they'll come in. But what about everybody else in that sales funnel? And I don't care where you are at the top, starting your research, or at the bottom, ready to pull the trigger to do a procedure. Everybody within the sales funnel, they all want to know how much it costs. And a get a quote now button on your homepage or on your social media page, directing people to your website to check pricing, that is the call to action to end all call to action buttons. Because what it comes down to is that I'm not saying that pricing is the only pain point, but it is the ultimate pain point. I don't care how board certified you are. If the patient can't afford it, they're not getting it. So why have them come in for a consultation and divulge their deepest, darkest insecurities only to find that they can't afford it? It makes no sense. And my feeling is, if you're going to put all this effort into marketing and advertising and social media, you need to be more proactive about getting something in return and doing a get a quote now button. Getting people to provide their contact information for pricing is a no-brainer in my opinion.